Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another album review. My name is Christian Eschbach. Hey everyone, back with another in-car review. This time we're talking about Genesis Duke. My knowledge of Genesis, limited. I've covered, I believe, the Genesis Greatest Hits album. And I know that I owned Nursery Crime. And I don't think I've reviewed that one yet. What I've discovered after listening to this album is I think I'm definitely more of a Genesis Greatest Hits fan, not as much an album fan. And a lot of it comes down to one major thing: too much keyboards. Not just too much keyboards, too much digital sound in general. Because not only do you have the keyboards doing that kind of keyboardy synth 80s electric BS. Sorry, adjusting the camera there. Not only that, but the drums sound really electric and processed, and I'm not really into the drum sound on this album. And, you know, considering we're talking about Phil Collins, you really would think that you want to be into the drum sound, right? The whole way around, the album's got 12 tracks on it. There's only 5 on here that I really kind of enjoy and get into, and 2 of them are greatest hits. So you got Behind the Lines, which opens up the album, which isn't bad, I guess. You know, it starts the album off good enough. Then you got Duchess. I know a lot of people talk fondly of Duchess. It's all right while the album's playing. I don't think of it otherwise. Guide vocals, same thing. That song just really doesn't stand out for me at all. Man of Our Times. Weirdly, this one does stand out for me. And there's parts of Man of Our Times that I believe another band later used, and I can't remember what song it is. When I get to towards the end of the song, there's another song I start singing over top of the outro and the chorus and whatnot in there that just another song that came later on down the line, probably about, you know, at least 4 or 5 years later. I wish I could remember the name of it off the top of my head now. Then after Man of Our Times, we get into Misunderstanding, which I enjoy to a degree. This one, as much as it's a Genesis song, it really does. It's one of those songs. Phil Collins started releasing a whack ton of music, either solo or as part of Genesis over a period of time. And it felt like everything on the radio was either Genesis or Phil Collins, depending on what radio station you listen to. Misunderstanding is one of those ones that, as much as there's elements to it that does feel like it is a Genesis song, I do lean a lot more towards this is just a Phil Collins song. But the whole way around, I think it's a good fun song. I like that little swaggery kind of bluesy kind of riff into it. It's kind of nice. Simple. Heat Haze. I don't think of it much when the album's not playing. Turn It On Again. I do enjoy Turn It On Again. I'll come back around to the keyboards again at the end. Turn It On Again, fun song, keeps the album moving really nicely. I really like the vibe with it. I really like the flow to it. I like the instrumentation in general on it. It's really cool. Alone Tonight doesn't do much for me. Cul-de-sac doesn't do much for me. Please Don't Ask doesn't do anything for me. And then the album ends with Duke's Travels and Duke's End. And I really very much enjoy both of those tracks. I find both of them very highly rewarding, and while most of the album doesn't do much for me, those two particular tracks finish off this album nicely. Really give it a great vibe. Um, and going even with those two tracks, bringing it back around a set, like I said, I was going to come back to the keyboards and the synths again. On Duke's Travels, I find the keyboard work even at points. It's really good, and then it goes really unimaginative, you know, like where it feels like they're just running through scales for the sake of running through scales at points. And that kind of bores me. Never been a fan of doing the whole let's run through scales for running through scales sake. That's great when you're practicing. When you're doing it in songs, I mean, I don't care how well, even, you know, going on guitar wise, I don't care how well you can shred the pentatonic scale, any pentatonic scale. If that's all you can do is shred a pentatonic scale and run up and down the scale, who cares? You know, and there's points in the keyboard work where that does happen for me. Tony Banks' keyboard work is phenomenal. My complaining about the keyboard slash synths, all that, that's a personal taste, that's a personal preference. I love classic piano. I love honky tonk piano. I like string piano. I like a piano with actual strings. I do not like electric sounding pianos. That is one thing over the years I've come to discover I really just don't like or don't care for. And there are some great synthesizers, keyboards out there that do proper piano sounds on them that are brilliant and fantastic. So, you know, like you can have an electric piano and still have it sound like a wonderfully beautiful piano. I just don't like the sound of an actual electric sound, the electric tone of that electric tone with electric piano. Yeah. Okay. But Tony Banks' synth work and keyboard work is fantastic. What he does is great. The problem is I really find that the guitars and the bass work, which is all done by Mike Rutherford, is kind of just thrown into the back with like nothing going on with it. You know, I mean, no one thinks of Mike Rutherford when it comes to shredding, you know, or laying down a damn mighty fine guitar solo. But, you know, like the guitar in general just really kind of back seats in this. And then there's the drums, which I've already talked about. They sound just like electric drums to me, you know. They might be electric drums. It might just be the production on the drums that makes them sound really electric. I don't know. The whole way around does not work for me. But that's my views, my thoughts, my opinions. Well, wonder what that bang was. As I was saying, my thoughts, my views, my opinions. Let me know what your thoughts, views, and opinions are. That's what the comment section is for down below. On your way down there, you're going to see some links in the comment section already. Feel free to click on those. Those will take you to fun places. Otherwise, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell for notifications. Peace, love, take care.